Lahat nagtuyot, sunog, lindol, bagyo. Mga kalamidad na likas sa ating mundo. Napapahamak ang buhay at kabuhayan. Kaya naman kailangan ngang paghandaan.
Maging handa, maging alerto. Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Laging handa.
Kalamidad ay maaasahang darating
Sa di inaasahang oras.
Kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin. Unahan na habang di pa natataranta.
Maging handa, maging alerto. Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Suriin mo mabuti ang iyong kapaligiran. Saan ka pa nakatira? Diyan ba ay bumabaha? Tuwing ka magpagkain, kumot pang sindi, first aid kit. Mga gamit panligtas ng buhay dapat mabitbit. At sakaling lumindol o sumabog ang bigka, meron bang matagdaanan palayo sa kasawian? Panahon na ay malupit at ang hangin hagupit. Mabuti na lang na tayo ay laging nakahanda. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
Yan, so magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Isang mapagpalang hapon po sa bawat isa.
So welcome po muli sa ating ika-4 na episode ng Psychological First Aid on aspect of teachers' resiliency in the new normal. So kung natatandaan po natin, last July 25, with two of our Catalanians' pride, Ma'am Rosie Rogado and Sir Michael Ardizone, that share with us about the personalized emergency pillow and how it can save us from natural disaster, as well as a simple way to show Mother Earth that we care. We are also mesmerized by the avatar of Sir Michael that taught us about stress management and some tips to consider. Sa araw na ito naman, ano kaya naman yung madadagdag or mananariwa sa ating kaisipan? So are you excited, fellow teachers and friends?
So again po, for our fourth session of learning and sharing, as a friendly reminder po sa bawat isa, para po sa lahat, para po makapag-focus po tayo ng ayos, stay in your most comfortable area and away from any disturbances. And stay connected po tayo and jot down your questions para po sa open forum po natin mamaya. So ayon po sa Kawikaan 16:3, ipagkatiwala mo kay Yahweh ang iyong mga gawain at magtatagumpay ka sa lahat ng iyong layunin. Saglit po tayong manalangin at mapailalim po sa presensya ng ating Panginoon. Tayo po'y manalangin. Dakilang Diyos na makapangyarihan sa lahat, marami po salamat sa pagkakataong ito na patuloy mo po kaming pinagayaman sa karunungan at sa isipan. Patawarin mo po kami, Panginoon, sa aming mga nagagawang sala, ito man po sa isip, sa salita o sa gawa. Pakalinisin mo po kami at maging karapat-dapat na lumapit po sa iyo, Panginoon. Salamat po, Panginoon, sa lahat ng pagpapala na patuloy mong pinagkakaloob sa buhay, pag-iingat, kalakasan at pag-asa. At dalangin po namin na patuloy na kami pangunahan mo sa webinar na ito, sa aming speaker, sa aming mga TWG, sa principal at sa lahat po ng makikinig at manonood po ng webinar na ito. Patuloy na kami po samahan mo, Panginoon. Gayun din, kalaki po ng panalangin ito na ikaw po yung patuloy na magbigay ng divine protection po sa bawat isa. At gayun din, ikaw po yung magsilbing kalakasan po namin sa lahat ng oras at pagkakataon, Panginoon. Maraming salamat. Idinedeklara po namin, Panginoon, ang katagumpayan ng gawain ito dahil ito po ay itinaas po namin sa iyo. Lahat po ay sinasamba, dinadalangin namin sa tanging pangalan ng iyong anak na si Jesus. Lahat po ay magsabi ng Amen.
So, amen. So, we know that you're excited na po. Pero, for this timely sharing and discussion. But before we proceed, syempre po, let's acknowledge the presence of our vibrant and gorgeous Principal 3, none other than Ma'am Nenita B. Evasco.
Good afternoon, Catalonians. Good afternoon to our viewers. Welcome to the 4th episode of our Psychological First Aid webinar. As we continue to battle with COVID-19 pandemic, measures of resiliency from all walks of life were being tested. The education sector is one of the few sectors heavily affected by it. With this, it is important and highly imperative to inculcate and deepen our resiliency in this new normal. There are varying aspects that teachers must shape and cultivate in order to gain flexibility in the new field of education. So, we are inviting everyone to be with us, especially the educators, the teachers, because the topic to be discussed in this webinar is about aspects of teachers' resiliency. And we are indeed very proud that our speaker is from Santa Catalina Integrated National High School, a graduate of Bachelor of Education in La Concordia College and a master's degree, major in educational management. Friends, join me in receiving gladly our English teacher, none other than Ma'am Eva Arasa. Kaya, mga kapwa namin kabrigada, tara na, manood na. Muli po, magandang hapon, and God bless us all.
Salamat po, Ma'am Net, for your uplifting and refreshing remarks. So at this point po, to give us the keynote message of our topic, so may we call on one of the devoted and inspiring Master Teacher 2 of Santa Catalina Integrated National High School, none other than Mrs. Rosie M. Rogado. Ninang Rosie, excuse po. Nakamute po ata Ninang Rosie. Ninang Rosie, excuse po, nakamute po.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, magandang hapon po muli sa ating lahat. Welcome po sa ating 4th episode ng Psychological First Aid. Maraming salamat po sa ating punong guro, Ma'am Ninita B. Ibasco, sa mga kapwa ko guro, mga magulang, mga mag-aaral, mga kaibigan, mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Ngayon ay isa na namang paksa ang ating tatalakayin at nawa ay makatulong ito sa ating lahat, lalo-lalo na sa aking mga kapwa guro. Batid nating hindi madali ang ating pinagdadaanan sa mga panahong ito. Subalit, we need to accept change. Kailangan nating maka-adapt sa mga pagbabagong ngayon na dala ng pandemyang ito. At tayo nga ay ngayon ay nasa new normal of teaching. Katulad ng sinabi sa seminar natin kanina, ibang-iba talaga ang panahong ito sa mga nakasanayan nating gawin sa ating pagtuturo. Ngayon, no holidays, no weekends, at ang lahat ng oras at araw ay working days para sa atin. Subalit, ngayon, tutulungan tayo ng isa sa mahusay na guro ng Santa Catalina Integrated National High School at siya ang magiging speaker natin on how we are able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult condition brought about by the pandemic. Mga kasama, halina't samahan niyo kami sa pagpapanatili ng bayanihan tungo sa kalidad na edukasyon para sa kabataan. Muli, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat and God bless us all.
Yan. So, thank you very much, Mama Rosie M. Rogado. So, at this point, it's my honor to introduce to you our next resource speaker to share her God-given wisdom and expertise. A woman of excellence, vigor, affection, one of the inspiring educator of our school. It's my great joy to call in the brilliant Catalinian Teacher 3, none other than Mrs. Eva R. Arasa.
Okay po. Okay po, magandang araw po sa bawat isa. Thank you very much, sir, for your introduction. To set our minds and hearts in this topic, let us look at the following pictures. Okay. You have first here Typhoon Kamudi, aka Bagyo Tisoy, December 6, 2019. You can see here a road which was blocked. On the other side, you will see houses being damaged or destroyed. The bottom part, you can see the flooded area. Okay, the next picture is about the Davao earthquake with a magnitude of 6.9 happened December 19, 2019. With this Davao earthquake, many houses too were destroyed. Even schools and health facilities were destroyed rather. And destroyed houses in Davao del Sur alone had 5,973. Next, we have the Taal volcano eruption that had happened January 2020. This Taal volcano welcomed us with its eruption, damaging 15,790 hectares of cacao, coffee, pineapple, and vegetable lands. It left 39 people that died as a result of the said eruption. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic that happened last December until now, the present. Okay, no one knows when this virus will leave us, which brought damages in all aspects of concern around the globe. These pictures that I have presented to you gave memoirs of learning and changes in our lives. Talking about learning in the educational perspective could be defined as, okay, Learning is a multi-dimensional process and involves several parties, while majority of the programs and policies were concentrated to learners and parents' adjustments. Educators like us need a lot of support, as we are the primary ones responsible for the transition of education towards flexible learning. As professionals, we are required to be resilient and be productive in order to respond to the greater call of the learning continuity program. Okay, you have to note down the latter part of the definition itself. You have here, we are required to be resilient and productive. Why? To respond to the greater call of the Learning Continuity Plan or program, the LCP. It is clear we teachers need to be resilient. Let us have the definition of resiliency. Okay. Resiliency is an ability to recover from or adjust easily to adversity or change, the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, ability to recover readily. Okay, notice the words adjust easily to adversity, to recover quickly, to recover readily. Okay, maliwanag po na pagkakaroon ng kakayanan na makaya ang mga di inaasahang kaganapan sa mga pangyayari. Ano nga ba ang mga pangyayari, mga kaganapan sa ngayon? Sari-sari, di po ba? At ito ang tinatawag natin na new normal. So let's have the definition for the word new normal. New normal is a seemingly idiomatic term used to refer to the significant change of the prevailing situation when it has emerged recently. This term is used to describe the setup after COVID-19 emerged as pandemic. Okay? Note the words, significant change of the prevailing situation that has emerged recently. Okay po. Doon po sa mga picture na ipinakita ko sa inyo, maaalala po natin kung paano tayo inilagay sa new normal na ito. Nakikita po ba natin? So, dito po sa bagong new normal natin ay inilalagay tayo sa kakaibang kalagayan sa larangan ng edukasyon. At sino-sino ba ang apektado sa bagong new normal na tinatawag? Let's find out. In the education aspect, who needs to be resilient in the new normal? First, we have the DepEd Administrators, of course. Second, the parents or guardians. Next is learners. And of course, we, teachers. And let's have the definition of the administrators in order to acquaint us. Each one of us, although we are very familiar with their roles, let us acquaint ourselves with their roles. Now, we have here DepEd administrators are people holding higher positions who spearheads policy making and programs for the new normal. Roles organizes programs to cater learning continuity, monitors and evaluates the progress of policies disseminated to teachers and learners. Sila yung tinatawag nga natin na mga tagapangasiwa na miminuno upang maisakatuparan ang lahat ng mga balakin ng mga nasa DepEd. Okay. Of course, we have the teachers. Okay. The teachers carry out all implemented policies and programs mandated by the DepEd. Roles follows the learning continuity plan. Facilitators of education through various learning modalities. Innovates learning approaches to compensate for the change of learning environment. Okay po. Ang teachers nakasalang. Okay po. Teachers, we are called the frontliners in the educational battlefield. I said frontliners because we have the first-hand access to learners or to our students. And talking about our learners, let's find out their roles. Okay. We teachers have different let's proceed first before we deal with the learners. As teachers, the current learning environment, because I would like to tackle this learning environment because it contributes a lot to our teaching situation. Okay, now talking about this learning environment in this new normal, I took I took the concept of the managerial concept of Hatangadi with the Buka concept. Okay, you have here the Buka concept of Hatangadi. The Buka, the first one is volatile. Volatile, the environment demands you to react quickly to ongoing changes that are unpredictable and out of control. When we say volatile, that is where we are in. In a volatile environment, it demands us to respond quickly to ongoing changes that are unpredictable and out of control. This is evident today because of the pandemic. We are where we are in a situation where the traditional learning process, the face-to-face, is inapplicable. However, we still need to respond as educators by delivering via varied modalities. You, you have the uncertain. The environment requires you to take action without uncertainty. We are also in an uncertain environment, but requires us to take action. This environment is manifested both in teacher and in student setting. As teachers, we are uncertain in doing the new workloads handed down to us. But with the aid of workshops and webinars provided by the DepEd and other agencies, we are still trying to cope with it. In the learner setting, in the learner setting, learners are within uncertainty whether they can follow learning through the modalities available. Now we have the complex for C. The environment is dynamic with many interdependencies. A complex environment is seen today due to the shifting learning environment that is dynamic and has many interdependencies. There are actually two kinds of interdependencies, the tangible and intangible. Availability of resources, both for the teachers and students, is one of the dynamic deciding factors for learning to happen. Resourceful resources include internet connection that refers to the tangible gadgets, band papers. You have the ink. You must have also printers and etc. Now, with the intangible deciding factors include technical or the computer skills if a student favors online distance learning, since he or she has the means to do so. These interdependencies affect the success of learning delivery. The last one is A, the ambiguous. The environment is unfamiliar outside of your expertise. We can say that an ambiguous environment happens when the learning environment is unfamiliar or outside of our expertise. This is a first-hand fear of teachers who lack the technical expertise to respond to online learning delivery and by students who act as receivers. However, webinars and online trainings manage to meet the gap. Another ambiguous setting is seen when modalities differ from students' way of learning, since there is a variety of learners out there. We have a kind of auditory learner, we have the visual learner, and we have also the tactile learner. When we say auditory, mas nakaka-adapt sila kapag napapakinggan nila ng maayos at harapan ang kanilang kausap. When we say visual, dun yung kalagayan na natututo sila ng mas mabilis kapag kanilang nakikita. When we refer to tactile, that is a kind of learner wherein first hand, yung they learn by doing. Learning by doing, yun yung tinatawag nating tactile. Now, these are the learning environments teachers faces and their roles to perform. What about the learners? Tingnan po natin. The learners, ito na po yung binabanggit ko kanina. na learners. Okay po. Learners of the learning continuity plans are subject for that. Okay. Their roles be communicative to the demands of the new normal. Second, cooperate and accept the new normal. Third, try to meet the academic requirements delivered through the prescribed learning modality. Yan po na may maliwanag sa atin, talagang yan ay makatotohanan ng kanilang trabaho. Okay, what about their parents and or their guardians? Let's find out. Okay, their parents or their guardians provide necessary intervention and act upon the following roles. 5 primary roles I have here. The first one is the parents need to be a provider. Of course, needs of learners be given to them by their parents or guardians. The second one is parents and guardians are trainers. Why they are trainers? It is in the sense that whatever the learner doesn't know about the lesson, immediate help or assistance could be given by the parents or the guardian. Third is helpmate. They turn out to be helpmates. Okay, when we say helpmates, they help in whatever way they can in order to let learning continuity be experienced by the learner themselves. The fourth one is be a motivator. Of course, this is a difficult one. Why? Inside the house, learners have great tendency to be relaxed. Why? To accomplish things to be done, they are confined in their houses, yet there is a need to have motivators so that things need to accomplish should be done. So parents' role or guardians' role is to motivate them to finish everything. Have patience to finish everything. Okay. The last one is parents or guardians turns to be an overseer. When we say overseer, naturally the parent is the main overseer of the in the process of the learners training at home. What's going on? What is needed to be accomplished? What should be done? What things need practices? Those are things needed by the parents to serve as an overseer. To better understand the concept of interdependencies of learning and workload processes, I have a flow chart. Okay, you have here the DepEd administrators, the teachers, the learners, and then the parents. The flow of transmission of learning. Here we are, all the effort given by the national level, given to the regional, given to the division, then to the school level, to the teachers. Whatever teachers receive will be given to the learners and to the parents. In this, at the same time, once the learners and parents receive the information given by the teachers, they should be engaged in an interactive relationship. As you can see with the arrow, you will see there it should have parents and learners should have interactive engagement to have a good learning condition. Okay. Once they have an interactive learning condition, naturally they will have good output. And those output will be passed through the teachers. Of course, the tangible proof of what learners and parents have done together will be noted down by the teachers, and all tangible proofs of the learning modalities will be forwarded by the teachers to the administrators. Okay po. Okay. Now, with that kind of flow, you can clearly see that whatever learning modalities chosen by the learner, there is a big task for the teachers to accomplish the learning continuity plan. Okay po? Maliwanag po sa atin yan. Next. Okay. Having that concept of flow of when it comes to learning process, we have these two concepts of winners and losers. Now, with the concepts of winners, winners may say it might be difficult, but it is possible. Losers may say it may be possible, but it is too difficult. Winners may say, see the game, but losers say, see the pain. Winners may say, see possibilities in doing that, and we will achieve something. But losers will say, see the problems. Okay. Winners will say, make it happen. Looking forward for the game, looking forward for the different possibilities, we can make it happen. But on the other side, with the loser side, with the problems, with the pain we have to undergo, let it happen. Hayain na lang. So, you have here the two concepts. Now, to sum it up, winner sides, there are difficulties, but with positivity, we can overcome. While the loser side, let it happen. Hayaan lang talaga. For better result, be reminded of the quotation. Life is a series of adjustments. You can make changes along the way. But if you don't start moving forward, you'll never get anywhere. That's according to Kimura Lee Simons. Okay po? So that's a very good quotation. Now let us proceed to the topic itself. Okay? Aspects of teachers' resiliency in the new normal. At least with those that I have shared to you, you can view now the kind of resiliency we need nowadays. Okay. Aspects of teachers' resiliency in the new normal. Let's have them. Okay. Holistic development of the body, referring to physical. Holistic development of the mind, referring to mental. Spiritual development, referring to spiritual. One by one, we have the physical resilience. You can see here the lady trying to be physically fit, to be resilient to whatever may come. Physical resilience refers to the ability of the body to respond to physical difficulties that occur, to retain endurance and energy in the face of demands, and to regenerate quickly and efficiently when severely weakened or microbially besieged. Okay, now, kailangan natin magpalakas ng lupang katawan. Yan po yung sinasabi sa atin ng ating definisyon ng physical resiliency. What about the challenges attached to be resilient physically? Let's find out. Okay, look closely at those pictures. You have here the sedentary works, the foods, the ice. Okay? One, lack of physical exercise. It becomes a challenge because of our work from home culture, right? Two, the unhealthy eating habits and diet. It is a challenge because of time constraint to buy food or to cook food, again, due to our workloads. Besides that, there are easy to order palatable foods online, di ba? Kitang-kita po natin yan. Third is the physical relaxation. Physical relaxation is a challenge because we are confined in our houses. But all of these challenges can be overcome by us. And how we can do that? Let's find ways. PDO, let's find ways. The first way is engage in physical activity regularly. You can see on these pictures the different activity. Okay po. Next, those who like to dance with the Zumba. Kahit po ako'y mataba, hindi ako maalam talaga sa lahat ng aspeto, hindi ako maalam dyan sa magsayaw. Okay, and now we have the yoga who would like to meditate, very still ang body niya. Practicing yoga and slight stretching. Okay, slight stretching furthermore. And weightlifting at home workouts. Okay po. Okay, let's have the picture, a few seconds picture. Video clip po yan. Oops. Dali po.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor. These are the easiest exercises you can do at home. Why are they easy? They require no equipment. No matter what fitness level you are, you can modify them to work for you. We start with your basic crunch. It's been around forever for a reason. It works. So Lisa's going to demonstrate a nice basic crunch. She's lifting her shoulder blades up off the ground, squeezing her abdominals, working her abs. That is a great exercise. You can modify it as you get stronger. From there, she's going to switch to a plank. So she's going to come up and around, and now the plank works not only her abdominals, but her lower back at the same time. So she's going to drop into a plank position. You'll see she's using straight arms. That's a little bit easier. That's where you would start. She's working both her lower back and her abdominal muscles at the same time. From here, she's going to drop right into a push-up. She's going to start on her knees because that's where you would start. You're just getting started. And that is a phenomenal upper body exercise. As she gets stronger, as you get stronger at home, up off the knees, onto the toes, there's the progression. From here, we go to 2 lower body exercises. So we're going to start with a squat. Again, it's been around forever for a reason. It really works. She's going to drop down, sitting back as if she was in a chair. There are an infinite number of variations of the squat, but the basic squat is one of the most phenomenal lower body toning exercises. From there, she's going to go into a lunge. So she's going to do an alternating front lunge. This are the easiest exercises, making it a little bit more functional, toning those legs, working
Wait
those
lang
lower
po,
body muscles,
wait lang po.
or have
Saglit po.
5 of the easiest exercises. Start with your basic lunge.
Saglit lang po, saglit
For
lang po.
quick workouts,
Saglit
fitness
lang po.
content, please subscribe to our channel.
Get fit fast with Home Fitness Solutions by Bowflex at bowflex.com. Be fit
Wait lang po.
for life.
Nag-aaberya po yung yung po ay video clip tungkol sa simple exercises that could be done at home. Simple exercises po yun. Sandali po.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor. These are the easiest exercises you can do at home. Why are they easy? They require no equipment. No matter what fitness level you are, you can modify them to work for you. We start with your basic crunch. It's been around forever for a reason. It works. So Lisa's going to demonstrate a nice basic crunch. She's lifting her shoulder blades up off the ground, squeezing her abdominals, working her abs. That is a great exercise. You can modify it as you get stronger. From there, she's going to switch to a plank. So she's going to come up and around, and now the plank works not only her abdominals, but her lower back at the same time. So she's going to drop into a plank position. You'll see she's using straight arms. That's a little bit easier. That's where you would start. She's working both her lower back and her abdominal muscles at the same time. From here, she's going to drop right into a push-up. She's going to start on her knees because that's where you would start. You're just getting started. And that is a phenomenal upper body exercise. As she gets stronger, as you get stronger at home, up off the knees, onto the toes, there's the progression. From here, we go to 2 lower body exercises. So we're going to start with a squat. Again, it's been around forever for a reason. It really works. She's going to drop down, sitting back as if she was in a chair. There are an infinite number of variations of the squat, but the basic squat is one of the most phenomenal lower body toning exercises. From there, she's going to go into a lunge. So she's going to do an alternating front lunge. This is adding movement, making it a little bit more functional, toning those legs, working those lower body muscles. And there you have it. 5 of the easiest exercises.
Okay po. Now, we proceed to the second way. Plan a healthy diet and eating habits. Commit to it. Commit to the plan. A healthful diet plan will give your body the nutrients it needs all day while staying within your daily weight loss calorie goal. A healthy eating plan will also reduce risk of developing heart disease and other medical conditions. Okay? In order to improve our physical resiliency with the eating habits, let's have this. Highlights vegetables, nuts, whole grains, and dairy products free of fat or low in fat. Comprises lean meat, poultry, fish, beans, eggs, and nuts. Restricts trans and saturated fats, sodium, and added sugars. The last one is very important. Checks the portion sizes. Bakit po kailangan natin i-check? Siyempre po, pag like na like natin ang pagkain, napaparami yun. Pero hindi po tama because we might suffer. Our body will really suffer and we will have the trouble. Next, physical resiliency, and we have the video for this. Simple video for it. Saglit po, madali lang, saglit lang po.
What can you make your family for dinner that's healthy and tastes good? You can follow the plate method. This healthy eating plan works for everybody, including people with diabetes. Indeed, making nutritious, healthy meals will be a snack. What's a healthy plate? It's a way to control your serving sizes where you don't have to count. Simply use a 7-inch plate for children and a 9-inch plate for adults. First, divide the plate in half and fill one of them with vegetables. There are 2 types of vegetables. Starchy, like potatoes, corn, peas, or plantains. And non-starchy, like zucchini, jicama, cucumbers, carrots, or salad. If you have diabetes, fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables. Then fill 1/4 with whole grains or starches, like brown rice, corn, beans, or whole wheat pasta. In the other quarter, add some lean protein like tofu, grilled fish, or chicken. What about adding a side of tortilla or bread? It's hard to resist, I know. The trick is serve yourself a smaller portion of other starches on your plate instead. To complete your meal, add a drink like unsweetened coffee, tea, or a glass of milk. But remember that drinking 8 ounces of milk affects your blood sugar just as it would if you ate another tortilla or a slice of bread. Or you can also choose water with a squeeze of lemon or lime. How you create your plate is up to you. You have many options, as long as you remember to follow these healthy guidelines. And ta-da! You're all set! You might be thinking, how can you use the plate method to make vegetable beef soup or other meal? Simply follow the same idea. Fill your pot with low-sodium broth and lots of healthy vegetables like corn, cabbage, zucchini, carrots, and onions. And some lean beef, but not too much. Just like you'd put on 1/4 of your plate for each person you're serving. If you want, add your favorite type of bread on the side. And you've got the right amount for a healthy meal. Enjoy!
Okay po. Nakita po naman natin yon, di po ba? Pero maalalahanin po natin yung binanggit no ni Ma'am Jocelyn Vista na siya po yung nag-speaker. Okay po. Kaya if ever we want to improve our diet, we should take those given by Ma'am Vista as well as the things being mentioned now. Okay. Now we proceed with the third way. Take a break. We all deserve a break from our busy lives. Create an after-work routine that makes the most of your time and one that will leave you feeling relaxed with these helpful tips. The 7 practices to relax between work hours. First, take a break every 52 minutes. Why we need to take a break every 52 minutes? Okay po. The simplest way is you may lean back from your chair, lean back to your chair, and then outstretch your arms. That's the simple way for every 52 minutes. The second one is distract yourself to recharge your focus. To simply do this, simple distraction is you may engage to the members of the family whenever they chat. The third one, take in the great outdoors. Bawal lumabas, take the great outdoors. But you can do that through visiting your garden, visiting your pet, or of course, have a cup of coffee in the kitchen. The next one, the fourth, give your mind the right fuel. Okay, mind fuel, okay, eat peanuts. Okay po, mani-mani tayo dyan. Or other peanuts that you like best. Okay, you may also eat fresh grapes. You may also eat rolls. And pinakamura, available lagi, saging, banana. To create happy mood. Those are simple things that will give fuel to our mind. Number five is exercise your eyes. I always do that. Okay. And even inside the classroom, I always manifest this eyes exercise because once I want to look at my students on my right, my eyes move to the right. And then once I want to look at the students in front of me, my eyes move in front of me. And my eyes move to the left in order to look those who are on the left side. And I always do that. But that is a simple exercise that you can do. And you may do that twice or three times, then close your eyes to help full relaxation and exercise of the eyes. Next, number six is hit the gym. Hit the gym, may bawal nga lumabas, nakalagay po dyan. Or at least go for a walk. May hagdanan tayo sa bahay. At kung sasabihin, wala po kami hagdanan kasi dito sa amin sa bahay, mahaba-haba yung hagdanan kasi matandang bahay ko ito. So, I go back and forth to onto our staircase here. So, pwede rin po from the sala, going to the kitchen. Or, punta ka sa garden ulit, punta ulit sa pet. The last one is simply sit and let your mind wander. How to do that? Sumandal sa upuan. Pag sandal sa upuan, think of your favorite place. Think of your favorite restaurant. Think of the beach you have visited, which you love most. And then let your mind wander. Let your mind feel the breeze. Let your mind feel the wind. Let your mind smell the flowers. Let your mind feel the meadows. And that is the simple way of being relaxed in between work hours. Okay po? Next, we proceed now to mental resiliency. Okay, with mental resiliency, it is defined as mental or psychological resilience as an individual's ability to successfully adapt to life tasks in the face of social disadvantage or highly adverse conditions. Adversity and stress can come in the shape of family or relationship problems, health problems, or workplace or financial worries, among others. Okay? Now, you have here the challenges, of course. As you can see in the picture, there are so many things that perks up in our mind. One is anxiety. Next is apathy and mental lethargy. Third is grief. Let's have them one by one. Okay? The anxiety, it is defined as your body's natural response to stress. It's a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come. It is a common emotion when dealing with daily stresses and problems. There are different types of anxiety disorders, including phobias, panic, and stress disorders, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Lalo ngayon, di po ba, madalas nating maramdaman yan, lalo yung phobia, panic. May panic tayo. Kanina iba, panic buying, lalo pag may lockdown. Okay po, that's anxiety. Okay po. Next, common causes of anxiety today, the challenge. Well, of course, the current pandemic, kaya nga tayo may lockdown, and our workloads. Okay? Now, the second challenge is the apathy and mental lethargy. Okay, apathy is the lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. Lethargy causes you to feel sleepy or sluggish. This sluggishness may be physical or mental. It is the common enemy of productivity. Okay, next, when can we be mentally lethargic? Una, whenever we lack motivation and eagerness, okay, pagod tayo, kaya na yun, nawawala ng motivasyon at mga inaasahang eagerness. Okay, yun ding ating behavior at saka emotion na dadala. When we lack motivation and eagerness, dala po ang katawan, ang behavior natin, at alam natin po yan. The third one is whenever we fail to meet the standards. Yung in spite of our effort, ay hindi pala ganun, hindi pala tumama yung aking ginawa. That's the reason why we experience mental lethargy. Okay? Now, the third challenge is the grief. Grief is the acute pain that accompanies loss. Grief is not limited to the loss of people, but also applies to things, moments, and opportunities lost. Pag mahalaga ang nawala sa iyo, damang-dama ang kawalan. Damang-dama ang lungkot, damang-dama ang sama ng loob, dama ang lahat. Yan ang tawag ay grief. Yan ang mga challenge sa ating mga pag-iisip. Okay po? Let's find out ways to improve those challenges. Okay. Now, we have here the practice of 4C, or for mental toughness. When we talk of 4Cs of mental toughness, that was taken from Flaw, Early, and Sewell, 2002. Okay, for control, we have here control. People who are mentally tough are not afraid to take control or responsibility for the situation they are in. So, yung mga tao may control. Sila ay alam nila na kaya ang responsibilidad dalhin, kaya kung papaano at kung ano pa ang gagawin. Kaya everything is under control. Okay? The next one is commitment. Mentally tough individuals involve themselves fully in what they are doing and always give the maximum effort. Yun yung sinasabi natin, pag may commitment, you give your 100%. Pag successful talaga namang minsan, hindi lang 100%, 110, 120, to the max. You see, to the max ang commitment. Okay po? Yan yung sinasabing may mental toughness. The third one is the challenge. Challenge, the one who is mentally tough views all stressful situation as being challenging and focuses on what can be gained from stressful situations. Ito yung kalagayan na challenge. Although the situation is quite negative, yet defied those negatives and took the negatives into a challenge. Kumbaga, okay lang, kaya. Kaya challenge, the negatives turns into positive, and the things will come out to be successful. Challenge, di ba? Dami ngayon, challenge accepted, pagin sa FB. Okay. Next is confidence. The most mentally tough have an immensely strong belief in their ability to achieve success. Siyempre po, pag alam mo mag-control and you have given 100% or more than 100% commitment and you took the challenge with all your ability and positivity, therefore you have the confidence. Therefore, you have the so-called 4 C's of mental toughness. Tama po ba? Okay po. Next. Okay, ways to improve. Another way to improve our mental resilience is replace negative thoughts with productive thoughts. Erase ang mga negatives. Welcome lang ang positive. Bakit? Hindi tayo dadalhin sa kagandahan ng mga negative thoughts. Kaya kailangan natin i-entertain positive thoughts. Hindi na nga kaganda ng kapaligiran, mag-entertain ka pa ng mga negative. Ay, sana. Diba? Kaya kailangan natin ay yung magaganda lamang na ang i-entertain. Okay po ba? Okay, next is this one. I love this. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails. By William Arthur Ward. Saan po tayo dyan? Malamang sa realist, di ba? We try to adjust the sails. Para ano po? Kasi nga, nasa new normal tayo eh. So we try our very best to adjust our sails. Okay po ba? Next. Okay, the third way is connect with your purpose. Ano ang ating dahilan sa mga ginagawa natin ito? Ano? Yan ang mga katanungan. Ano at sino? Ano ang ating dahilan? Sino ang binibigyan nating dahilan para gawin ang mga bagay-bagay? So, if you can answer that question, you can connect your purpose. Okay? The last one for mental resilience is accept what you cannot change. Okay, welcome to acceptance and enjoy your journey. Of course, whether we like it or not, we have to admit that we are in the new normal. And this new normal is something in all of us. The word something is very broad. So we need to accept it. Okay po. Next is spiritual resilience. When we say spiritual resilience, it is defined as the ability to sustain an individual's sense of self and purpose through a set of beliefs, principles, or values. Okay? Okay, the challenge for spiritual resilience, the spiritual obedience, the spiritual virtues. Okay po. Why spiritual obedience is a challenge? Tingnan po natin. Spiritual obedience is a challenge. Okay, note down that in our school, we differ when it comes to religious affiliation. But although we differ in religious affiliations, it is tantamount to obey our spiritual leaders. It is very important to obey our spiritual leaders, and that is a challenge. Why it becomes also a challenge? For simple reasons that there are times that with the bulk of our workloads, there is the commitment to our church. We need to prioritize our spiritual leaders because do first the will of God. Okay po? The next thing is the spiritual values is also a challenge. And what are these values? The value of prudence, justice, temperance, and fortitude. Let's have them one by one. Let's have the challenge for prudence. Okay, the definition for prudence, we have the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason. Tingnan po natin ang sinasabi sa 1 Thessalonians 5:21, chapter 5, verse 21 of English Standard Version. Okay, but does everything hold fast on what is good? Sa mabuti lang tayo. Okay, sa Tagalog version, suriin niyo ang lahat ng bagay at panghawakan ang mabuti. Ito po pala. Lagi tayo manghawakan sa mabubuti, sa kung ano ang makakaigi sa ating lahat. Next, we have the second virtue, the temperance, the definition, moderation in action, thought, or feeling restraint. Taken from James or Santiago, chapter 1, verse 19 of English Standard Version. Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Sa Tagalog, mga kapatid kong minamahal, unawain ninyo ito. Maging alisto kayo sa pakikinig, maingat sa pagsasalita, hindi agad nagagalit. So maliwanag po, para daw ito ma-practice natin, slow down, be calm. Okay po? Kaya challenge yan eh. Yung maging kalmante, challenge din, lalo na kakaiba ang sitwasyon. Di po ba? Okay po. The next is the virtue of fortitude. The definition, strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or bear pain or adversity with courage. Taken from 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13 of English Standard Version. Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Bakit kinumpara sa mga lalaki? Act like men. Kasi po kung atin pong titingnan, ang lalaki ay simbolismo ng katatagan, simbolismo ng kakayanan. Tingnan natin sa Tagalog para masaya tayo po. Maging handa kayo at magpakatatag. O ayan, magpakatatag sa inyong pananampalataya. Maging matapang kayo at magpakatibay. Hindi lang po sa pananampalataya tayo marapat maging matatag sa mga panahong ito, kundi sa ating mga tinanggap na mga katayuan sa larangan ng edukasyon. Kaya sabi, magpakatapang na parang lalaki at magpakatibay, magpakalakas. Okay po? Next is the virtue of justice. Okay, the definition, The quality of being just, impartial, or fair, taken from Psalms 106, verse 3 of the English Standard Version. Blessed are they who observe justice, who do righteousness at all times, paggawa ng patas at pantay sa lahat ng pagkakataon at kinakailangan. Sa Tagalog, mapalad silang nag-iingat ng kahatulan at siyang gumagawa ng katwiran sa buong panahon. Kay palad pala na nagpa-practice ng pagiging patas o pantay-pantay. Pantay para sa sarili, pantay para sa kalahatan. Hindi lamang pansarili, kundi para sa kalahatan. Pansarili at pangkalahatan, patas lang po. Para no problem tayo. Okay po? Okay. How to improve our spiritual resiliency? As I have told, we are in a battle in the educational aspect. Therefore, we are like soldiers in the DepEd family. We need to wear our spiritual gear in the new normal. That was taken from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Okay? Tingnan po natin kung ano sinasabi niyan. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Basahin ko lang po sa inyo. Mabilis. Okay po, ito sinasabi. Magbihis kayo ng buong kagayahan ng Diyos upang kayo magsitibay laban sa mga lalang ng Diyos. Marami kasi tayong kalaban dito sa new normal. Kaya sabi, magbihis ng buong kagayahan ng Diyos. At ano ang kagayahan ng Diyos na ibinigay sa atin, makikita rin natin sa mga susunod. Pero sa atin sa DepEd, ano ang kagayahang ating kailangan? Tingnan po natin. Okay po? Dahil tayong mga guro na sundalo ng DepEd. Okay po. Okay? We have our spiritual gear. Okay? We now have the belt of truth. The belt of truth, taken from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 14. When, basahin ko lang po. Verse 14, magsitibay nga kayo at ang inyong mga baywang ay may bigkis ng katotohanan na may sakbat na baluti ng katwiran. Sakbat, bigkis ng katotohanan. Belt of truth, bigkis ng katotohanan. What are the truths involved? We have first, truth that we are facing the new normal. One. The second one is that everyone in the DepEd family works hand in hand. The third one is truths to deliver the learning modalities to the best of our abilities as teachers. So, may karugtong pa. Di po ba yung sa talatang binasa natin? Baluti ng katwiran. Ano ba ang baluti ng katwiran? Dahil po ang teaching is a ministry according to 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 28, that it is a ministry, third in rank. Since it is a ministry, we are elected to this opportunity to teach the children, to teach the learners. Kaya po yan ay isang ministeryo na tinanggap natin sa Panginoon. Hindi basta tayo napalagay na guro, ministeryo po natin ito sa buong katotohanan at nakasulat sa Bible. Ulitin ko po, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 28. Kaya dahil ito ay ministry, kailangan pong gawin natin ang ating pinakamabuti. Ano po yan? Ito po yung reflection ng kung ano yung belt of truth. Okay, the second one is shoes of readiness. When we talk of shoes of readiness, that is the information given to us by the DepEd. Word, we are at peace with this. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 15. It tells about peace. Paano tayo magkakaroon ng peace? With the different infos given by the DepEd from the national level down to the school level, we are at peace that we could go on with the different learning modalities incorporated in the new normal. We could go on with that. That is what we call peace, shoes of readiness. The third one, we have the shield of faith. Shield of faith. We have here a shield of faith taken from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 16. That is full trust to ourselves that we could go on, we could move on to deliver the modality chosen by our students or learners. How to do that? We have full trust to ourselves that with the modules given by the DepEd shared to us, yun po, makakagawa tayo ng exemplars. Makakagawa tayo ng pinaliwanag na idea exemplars na tinalakay ng region, di po ba? At kung titingnan niyo po, ang background po kasi niyang shield of faith, yung shield na yan, na nakikita niyo, doon pong mga nagdaang-daang taon, yan po yung ginagamit ng mga soldiers when they are in the battlefield, once the commander set shared wall, they put together that kind of armor in order to cover themselves against the spear or yung mga palaso na binabato sa kanila ng mga kaaway. Kaya pag sinabi ng commander na shared wall, they put that kind of shield over their head and then they turned into a wall that protect them against the enemy's spear or palaso. Okay po? Pero sa atin po sa DepEd, yan po yung tinatawag natin shared wall ay modules or the shared how to do the exemplar. Okay po ba? Next, the sword of the Spirit, taken from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 17 of the English Standard Version. Okay, the sword of Spirit is the Word of God. Ano mayroon sa Word of God? Sabi po dito sa aklat ng Timoteo, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. Ganito po ang sabi ng kasulatan. Basahin ko po sa inyo. Ang lahat ng mga kasulatan na kinasihan ng Diyos ay mapapakinabangan din naman sa pagtuturo, sa pagsansala, sa pagsaway, at sa ikatututo ng nasa katwiran. Okay po? Okay. So, yan po ang sword of the Spirit, salita ng Diyos. Yan nakalagay po yan ay double-bladed sword. Yun po kasi talaga ang salita ng Diyos, double-bladed, para tumagos at tayo matuto ang lahat ng tinuturuan. At sa DepEd, kaya nga double-bladed, hindi lang DepEd ang nagbibigay sa atin ng mga inputs, maging ang other agencies try to give inputs so that we could be equipped in this new normal. But on this, our spiritual gear is the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Okay po ba? Okay. Next is this one. Okay, you can guess now. Yes, you are right. The prayer. We need in this battlefield, in the educational aspect, we need to pray. And God is ready to answer us. God prepared everything for us because we are His soldier. This is the answer of God. Of all our sacrifices, let's comfort ourselves with this. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for peace and not for evil, to give you hope and a future. Taken from Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. Okay po. Now, thanks everyone. And to end my topic, try to remember the lines that through God, especially through God's help and through the DepEd's help, be positive for everything we learn and experience, but remain negative from COVID-19. This is your speaker this afternoon, Ma'am Eva. Okay po. Exit.
Oh, no, Ma'am Eva. Thank you, Ma'am Eva, for your very informative and highly recommended sharing and reminder. Holistically po, Ma'am, physically, mentally, and most importantly po yung aming spiritual aspect po ay na-filled po ngayong hapong ito.
Yes.
Thank you for not just feeding our mind but as well as our spirit po sa hapong ito, Ma'am Eva. So at this juncture po, to end those questions raised in your mind, as we have our discussion, may we call on the sympathetic and vibrant Master Teacher 2 of Senior High School, none other than Ma'am Nanita M. Directo. Belated happy birthday po, Ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am. Good afternoon po sa ating lahat. Ma'am Eva, ang galing-galing naman po. Palagay ko maraming magtatanong sa ngayon kasi or pwede rin naman pong masyado nang nasatisfied sa inyong ibigay. Ang galing, Ma'am. O mga kapatid, mga kasamahan, baka po meron tayong mga tanong dyan.
Okay po, kahabagan po ako ng Diyos sa pagsagot ng inyong mga katanungan. Okay.
Feel free po para sa pag-raise ng inyong mga katanungan.
Parang lahat ay satisfied.
Ay, kahabagan po ako ng Diyos. Pawisan po ang aking bilbil.
Ang galing, Ma'am Eva. Pagkatapos na, yung pong pagkakataon na i-relate mo po yung ating trabaho sa ating dapat na ginagawa at sinusunod, ang husay, Ma'am Eva.
Salamat
Talagang,
po. Mabalik po
Opo.
sa Diyos ang papuri. At kahabagan ako
Amen.
patuloy sa pagsagot ng mga magtatanong.
Guided po talaga. Palibhasa po siyang ating ipinoproclaim ay talaga pong guided kayo
Kasi
ngayong
kailangan
araw
po
na
natin
to.
ang spiritual resiliency this time of pandemic. Kasi hindi natin alam, we do not know what will happen next.
Okay. Nandito po si Ma'am Zerilia. Well explained. Wala nang maitanong. Di ba?
Marami pong salamat.
Congratulations po, Ma'am Eva. Ang galing
Maraming
talaga.
salamat. Mabalik po sa
Yan
Diyos
po
ang
yung
mga
mga
sinasabi niyo.
Galing naman po kay Ma'am Heidelisa Trofeo. Very interesting, informative.
Marami pong salamat.
Okay. Congrats po, Ma'am Eva. Talaga pong puro congratulations ang lumalabas. Parang lahat po'y satisfied. Para kami nag-recollection, Ma'am Eva.
Salamat po. Purihin po ang Diyos sa mga sinasabi niyo kasi ang goal po talaga natin tumatag tayo. Sa lahat ng anggulo ng pamumuhay, tumatag tayong lahat. Kasi we never know what will happen next.
Amen
Totoo
po,
po
ma'am.
yun. Totoo po yan.
Amen to that.
Lalo na po itong panahon na ito. Tayo nga po ay mga pinagpala pa kung tutuusin.
Totoo po yun. Totoo po sinabi mo, Ma'am Director. Kinahabagan pa tayo pinagpala.
Yes po, ma'am. Yes po. Ang laking bagay po.
Opo, with the strength that we have, the body strength that we have, so we need to strengthen our spiritual aspect and even our mental aspect.
Talaga pong, kuminsan po naiisip ko parang siguro kaya nangyari ito, inaayos din tayong lahat.
Siguro po. Yan
para
po ay
ma-realize natin. Opo. Totoo po yun. At
Yan
yung
po,
pong ating profesyon, ma'am, tamang-tama po. Kasi tayo po yung nagtuturo, tayo ang naggagabay sa ating sa mga kabataan. And at the same time, sa atin po makikita yung, kaya, kumbaga, bilang mga role models ng ating mga learners, tayo po ay nakakapagbigay. Siguro po, parang inaano din tayo, kinakalampag din tayo na, ayan, gawin mo ito. Pero ang husay po talaga nung pag-coordinate ng ating spiritual life, kung paanong ibinigyan tayo ng talent, at kung paanong nandito tayo sa posisyon para magturo na sa pamamagitan ng ayon sa kanyang kagustuhan.
Totoo po yan, ma'am. Nang mag-apply po ako mag-speaker, yan po ang aking main goal. Na magtulungan po tayo sa isa't isa in this new normal in the educational battlefield. We are soldiers and we are frontliners in the educational battlefield. And God equipped us with enough spiritual gear.
Okay. Ako, gusto ko rin i-congratulate si Sir Aldin. Grabe. Ang galing.
Oo nga po, si Sir Aldin po, lagi ko po yung binabagapan. Sir Aldin, gusto po, kailan po.
Yan po ay bunga ng ating pagtutulungan sa pamagitan po ng paggabay po sa atin ng poong may kapal po.
Meron po ditong isang tanong, Ma'am Eva. Galing po kay Ma'am, how to cope up po, how to practice or show resiliency po if one's family is financially drained po since most people cannot work or make money nowadays.
First and foremost, hindi po ba yung last part ng aking spiritual resiliency prayer? Sabi po sa Aklat ng Korinto, manalangin magaling, pray much. Pray much. Bakit? 100 kagaling-galing ang talento ibibigay. Ilan po ba talento meron na tayo? As pangako ng Diyos, we have God's promises. Now, let us dwell more on God's promises. Isang daang kagaling-galingan. Kaya balik ko pong tanong, ilan na po ang talento meron tayo? At sabi nga po dyan, ay ang ating kamay ay ginagamit sa paggawa. So kung wala pa po tayong maisip, let us pray more and more in order for God to intervene to our needs. Shed of light be given unto us so that God will instruct us on what to do and how to do it in order to accomplish things for prosperity in this time of pandemic. Marami pong talento ang binibigay ng Diyos. At naghihintay po ang Diyos. Sabi po sa Jeremiah chapter 33 verse 3, tumawag sa akin, ako'y sasagot sa iyo. And I will show you great and mighty things. Jeremiah 33:3. Kaya po, ang pagtawag, ang pananalangin, isang dahilan to cope up resiliency in this time of pandemic. Yung pong skill, kailangan po alin ba ang pinaka-best mong skill para naman ma-cope up natin yun? Alin ba? Magaling ka magluto? Magaling ka mag-drawing? Kasi yung isa ko pong pinsan, magaling siya sa arts. So, through YouTube, yung skills niya na-develop. Na-develop niya, na-enhance. So, ngayon, nagbebenta siya ng pots. May pots siya na ibinibenta. So, research. What is your best skill? Incorporate with prayer. Okay po? To cope up resiliency. This new normal. Kasi drain ang financial natin eh.
Opo.
Hanapin natin, ano pang iba nating katangian, ano pang katangian ng ating katabi, ng ating anak. Tulungan natin doon sa katangian niya. Let's move. Okay po ba? Nasagot ko po ba? Hopefully, nakasagot po ako.
As ano po, well explained. Okay, wala na po ba? Baka po may gusto pa tayong linawin.
Okay po.
Para po tayo mas another comments. Ang galing-galing po, Ma'am Eva. Congratulations po.
Marami po salamat.
Dito po talaga. Okay po ba? Wala na po? So, palagay ko po lahat tayo'y na-bless ng araw na ito sa pamamagitan ng ating mga narinig galing kay Ma'am Eva. Sir Alvin?
So,
Yes, ma'am. So, at this point, ma'am, to have our session reflection, so may we have the active and endearing Teacher 3 and our junior high school guidance counselor, Ma'am Cecil Zay Prahinal.
Congratulations po, Ma'am Eva, sa inyo po napaka-inspiring na talk, lecture po sa ang lahat. Okay, so sa panahon po na nakakaranas tayo ng mga problema, ng stress, at lalo't higit po sa nararanasan ngayon natin na pandemya, ang COVID-19, kailangan po nating magkaroon ng resiliency. So base po sa lecture na binigay po ni Ma'am Eva, she had mentioned a while ago that resiliency is the ability to recover or adjust easily to adversity or change. It is also the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Kaya napakahalaga ng ginagampanan po ng bawat isa sa atin. Mula po sa mga DepEd Administrator, sa ating mga kaguruan, sa ating mga magulang, at gayon higit po sa ating mga estudyante. So hindi lamang po physical aspect ang kailangan natin pagtuunan ng pansin sa pandemya pong ito. Kailangan din po natin ang ating mental resiliency at higit sa lahat ang ating spiritual resiliency. So talaga pong na-touch po ako dun sa sinabi po ni Ma'am Eva, dun sa part po ng kanyang presentation. Aside po doon, as soldier in the DepEd family, we need to wear our spiritual gear in the new normal. So kailangan po natin ang ating belt of truth, shoes of readiness, shield of faith, and sword of spirit. Kayang-kaya po nating pagtagumpayan ang hamon ng new normal, basta't sama-sama, at higit sa lahat sa tulong po ng Poong May Kapal. Muli, Isang mapagpalang hapon po sa ating lahat.
So, thank you very much, Ma'am Cecil. So,
Ma'am Cecil.
Thank you po.
talaga naman tayong lahat ay talagang nalinawan dun sa talk ni Ma'am Eva. So, thank you very much po, Ma'am Eva. And so, Ma'am Net and Ma'am Cecil, thank you very much din po. So, that would be the end of our fourth webinar session. So, maraming salamat po sa lahat
Thank you po.
who made this webinar possible, sa ating mahal na punong guro, Ma'am Net Ebasco, sa ating resource speaker, Ma'am Eva, sa TWGs, sa akin po ko Chairman, Ma'am Rosie, Sir Brent, Sir Darwin, Ma'am Rosie, Ma'am Net, Ma'am Cecil, at syempre sa host ng StreamYard, Sir Michael.
Thank you, Sir Michael.
Thank you very much po.
Sir
Ayan.
Darwin.
Sir Darwin, thank you very much din po. Kasi kung talagang wala po yung bawat isa sa TWG, hindi po natin magagawang matagumpay ito pong webinar na ito. So, Catalinians faculty and personnel,
Sa mga
colleagues,
students po, maraming
parents,
salamat.
learners, and to God be all the highest glory. So, stay tuned po sa ating next session. So, next week po, ang magiging speaker po natin, yung ating dalawang napakagaling na guidance counselor from junior high school and senior high school, Ma'am Cecil and Ma'am Net. So, kung ngayon ay talagang marami tayong natutunan kay Ma'am Eva, for sure, for next week, napakarami pa rin po nating matututunan sa ating mga susunod na resources speaker. So muli po, maraming salamat po. At yung po sa ating mga kasamahan sa faculty, so may pinost po si Sir Michael sa ating GC para po sa ating attendance. Okay, and then sa mga hindi pa po nakapanood, so patuloy po nating i-share sa ating mga friends, sa ating mga students, sa ating mga
Subscribe po tayo.
yan, na manood po ng replay at paki-subscribe po ng YouTube channel ni Sir RD, The Master Pogi.
Maraming po salamat.
Okay, maraming salamat po. See you next week po. Mabuhay po and God bless po. God bless us all.
Sure.
Ano yun? Isang bahay lang yun? Yung ginagawa